for a big cav force. They did bring the dogs. And they did bring scorpions. Okay, that's pretty interesting. And what did Rome bring for their special? I do believe dogs. Elephants, actually, out of Rome. And a scorpion. Okay, elephants and scorpion versus dogs and scorpion. Elephants being a little bit more costly, but not too much. Looks like that's going to start shooting at the cavalry. Only none. No damage to any of the cav. Okay. They are within range, just now falling out of range. They're going to be retreating back. They don't want to take hits. Three horses actually getting hit by that one. Fire ballistas now shooting back at the scorpions, or scorpions shooting back at the scorpions. So now we're going to have a scorpion versus scorpion battle. Shots coming in, landing a little short. Rome realizing this, King of Crowns realizing this, so he's going to move his scorpion to engage the enemy scorpion and hopefully not lose anything in the process. Looks like he actually doesn't care, and he's going to take shots at what looks like to be a pikeman unit, which I don't know is the wisest of the decisions to take here. I also think that they shouldn't be using the flame mode. The flame mode makes it a little inaccurate, and the ballista or the scorpions only need to really hit their target just slightly in order to take it out. So probably they should be using not flaming mode for this one, because that seems a little overkill. One shot. Okay, I was gonna say, did he dodge it? No, taken out by this guy. Rome Scorpion's choosing to just shoot the line. He actually doesn't really care about the enemy Scorpions. And the enemy Scorpions, Sparta Scorpions, are just shooting at Rome's. Actually, he's switching now to the archer line. Not sure whether or not he should switch to the Praetorian line. Might be a little more effective. But a lot of missile units here from Rome. Actually pretty interesting to see that. A lot of people now moving more towards this missile side, but that's probably because of all the pikes out of Sparta, because Sparta's phalanx mode is pretty strong, and if you don't have the missile support there, you're not going to be taking out a lot. Looks like this heavy horse here is going to have free reign onto this scorpion, and there's no units to defend it. Is horse going to go ahead and take it out? Leontes opting to switch to his citizen cav to take it out. They're both using their cav here pretty wisely, taking out an initial missile unit, so they're going to be losing that scorpion. But it was just a bait now. Praetorians now moving in, along with a lot of archer fire here to help take out the heavy horse. Scorpion's going to rout here. Citizen cav losing about 10 on that charge, but the heavy cav is also still here. Big engage moving in. Oh, this heavy horse is going to break through, is going to break out and hit these hit the missile units. These missile units are going to be running for their lives. These are only leaves, so they're actually not too, they don't cost too much money, but he's going to lose all of them on this unit, and he's just going to run it through. Averni needs to run it through and send it to the next unit, and that's exactly what he's doing. He's running it through to the next leave. These leaves only cost about 200 or 300, but he's taking them out nonetheless. Gladiators now about to move into the fight, throwing their Pila and charging in there, but they're not going to be able to catch this cav. Cav wisely moving out of the way. Rome in disarray right now. The front lines of Sparta has infiltrated, and they're taking out all the units. The Praetorian cav now where did the Praetorian cav of Rome go? Oh, here it is, moving back. Only 60 out of the 80 units left. The heavy horses here continuing to chase down the missile units, and Rome is not responding to this at all. They're too busy trying to manage this front line. The front line of Rome now engaging the cavalry. All the cavalry now springing out of Rome, along with a little bit of missile forces here. But these noble horses are getting really good surrounds on these gladiators and Praetorian cav. The Praetorian cav are completely engulfed by two different noble horses. All the meanwhile, these peltasts are throwing in. Sparta instantly breaking this front line and separating the two Roman armies. Averni giving good support into Rome. And oh my god, look at this units! I can't believe that Sparta and Averni just rushed in so quickly, and Rome has no idea what to do. Look at Rome. Rome is completely split off from each other. They have no way to assist each other into this fight. They're completely stuck. These gladiators here are trying to hold out against this giant onslaught of units, but that's only going to last for... Look at all these pikes into these gladiators. I would hate to be this gladiator right now. Gladiators losing their lives so quickly. Elephants here moving into the fight, but really too late. Spartan pikemen now engaging the general. They're not moving their units out. And all of Sparta now is just advancing their men forward, taking out Rome. the Roman faction over here, one of the Kings of Crowns group over here already got taken out. And Sparta is now just going to collapse down on the last Roman force over here, which just consists of gladiators and Praetorian cav, which is not really enough with all these pikes now moving into the flanks of the gladiators. Oh no, this is devastating for Rome. They got completely split off, completely cut off from each other, and focused down by one unit. The dogs are here. The dogs are moving in now. Is he going to release them? Stops the dog unit a little early. Doesn't want to use them just yet. Probably going to use them for a retreating force. But Sparta still has this whole army. Look at this. Oh, the Spartan pikemen. Huge rallies from the Spartan Averni side. And they just have so many units left. Look at the power of the balance bar. There's just not much for Rome anymore. I honestly don't know what they have left to try to win this fight. They have some Praetorian guards, some Praetorians, but Rome wisely marched up the center of this field, cut the two armies, and then they just focused down the left Roman army with ease. And now these Praetorian cav are about to get hit by these pikemen here, the Spartan pikemen. Spartan pikemen were in pike formation, so they're going to be destroying this cavalry. Praetorians now moving in, gonna get a good charge in this pikeman, but no! Iraklis is watching this. He is gonna be able to defeat this Praetorians. Look at Praetorians losing already 50 units! Oh no! All the Roman forces got completely sandwiched here. The Rome guy on the left is now trying to move in to help his teammate, but the line is literally destroyed. He's trying to fight through waves and waves of Spartans to try to reinforce his teammate. But he's not going to make it in time, and his teammate is about to run out and die. He completely lost his teammate, so the Praetorian guard here trying to move in. They got here too late. All of their friends already dead. Huge Pila throws onto this Spartan pikeman. Lots of units going down. Did you see that guy just take out that horse unit? That guy is a beast. All these gladiators trying to engage. What are they engaging here? Royal Spartans, but Royal Spartans in pike mode. He needs to actually get big engulfs here if he wants to turn this battle around. There's just a huge swarm of Spartan units. Look at how many Spartan units there are. The dogs have been released somewhere. I lost them, but they are taking down units left and right. I am guaranteeing that. Praetorian Guard here fighting off 4 different units of Spartan pikemen. What? This is insane. How is this unit still alive? It's losing units quickly. Oh, way too quickly. Now they're going down. 60 units left there. Rome fighting for dear life. But there's just so many cavalry units still left over by Averni. They're constantly just charging the backs of all the Praetorian cav that are left. And the battle is just not going to last too much longer. This is the general unit, and it is down to half, and it is wavering. Even with the rally, that is pretty much it. Rome and Averni doing a great job cutting the middle of Rome, just running straight in there, forcing Rome to split, because Rome had all of their missiles here in the middle, and by sending 2 or 3 cav through, they just broke the lines. Wow, such a quick game and a quick match there by the Leontes group and the Greek group. That was an insane fight, and we didn't crash. We actually made it all the way through. So maybe that restart did work. So, okay, wow. Wow, well done. Well done by Iraklis and Makedon Warrior from splitting that group. So it looks like Rome can't pick Rome anymore, so they're switching to Pontus. And we saw, I think it was Averni and Rome, so they're switching that up now. Averni and Sparta. So Averni is going to be switching to Macedon, and Rome's still deciding what he is going to switch to. And wow, that is just insanely well played. I can't believe they were able to pull that off so quickly. That was just a devastating match. But, I mean, really smart of them to see that opening, to see all the missiles there in the middle, and and being able to react and send their army quickly following up that force, which a lot of people probably wouldn't do. They would probably just run their cav in there, make havoc in the front lines, and after their cav died, send in their infantry. But no, these guys right away took the initiative and finished that battle in an insanely short amount of time. So now King of Crowns is down 1 game. They need to win this one in order to bring it into a 3rd round. They are switching to Pontus, and they're going to be fighting a Makedon, which is sort of like the Pike versus Pike we saw before. But it's really going to come down to positioning, unless they're going to be pulling off an Akathon sort of setting where they just bring a ton of skirmishers. Which, too bad we couldn't see the end of that game, because that would have been really interesting. So looks like as long as we have faith that the game won't crash. So by the way, anyone who's in this tournament, restart your games. That seems to be what fixed it. So we will see Makedon and Pontus. I must say, I would probably put my money on Makedon, but it's really going to come down to positioning. There's not really a tried and true unit. So let's see what they decide to bring. So it looks like they're actually just talking to each other. King of Crowns does have the option to pick the map, but it looks like they're actually just talking to their opponents, saying what map they want to bring. That's actually pretty nice of them to see that. Everyone in these tournaments really nice to each other. And once again, Leontes and Greek, they are up 1 game, and King of Crowns needs to win this one in order to come back, and if they lose this one, they are out of the tournament, and they're choosing Pontus as their faction. Very interesting to see. I mean, like I said before, this really is going to come down to tactics. I know I always say these are really interesting, but they really are, because these guys are just very skilled. Okay, so they're just getting their armies ready. King of Crowns does know that they need to win this one, so they're probably going to really talk to each other and figure out exactly how they want to fight their opponents here. Or whether or not it's going to be on the same... So it looks like they are deciding to switch this game, switch the map up. So it is going to be on this Namektosina grassland. Can't recall if I've played on this map before. We've probably seen this map, but unless it's one of the like creative assembly ones and it's not out on the search, I don't really remember the names of them too well. So they probably have their maps in a way. Both teams agreeing to switch to this map, so that's cool. And we will see a Makedon and Pontus. Curious to see what Pontus units they bring, though, that they think that they can outdo a Makedon group. because obviously Macedon is going to be bringing pikes. Unless they're trying to bring a fake pike and they're just going to bring a bunch of Aspis Cav along with archers. So both teams are ready, so we can actually get in here and see what they did decide to bring. This is on the flat map. So once again, Micro is going to be the deciding factor. Just King of Crowns making that little hiccup by leaving an opening in the center last time. Let's see what they decide to do, whether or not they're going to spread out. Because in that one, they spread out along the whole front line and tried to, have their units separate, and then they were trying to actually engulf their opponent. But their opponent noticed that their center was weak, so they just took it to them. Oh no, my crosshair's messed up, which means I don't want to say it. We're just going to keep going through and hope it works. There is deer in this map, which may or may not be lucky. Okay, so yeah, this map is just a flat map. We've played on this one for sure. Definitely, we've seen this map. So once again, they're not opting to play a terrain map, which is pretty interesting that most teams are just, they don't want to pick a hill map or any sort of woodland map, because with the new... I know you guys have all played this game and you're pretty experienced, but with the new line of sight feature and hiding your units, I would have thought we would see a lot more sneaky tactics, because we know King Kurgan from before was Mr. Ninja that liked to surprise people with units from every direction and do some crazy things. But they're opting now to just go for pretty much a full frontal facing attack without doing anything too ballsy from their opponent. But looks like they are underway. Here on the south side of the minimap, we have Pontus. Wow, looks like they decided to bring chariots and catapults. Looks like a large onager. And these catapults, and these chariots, I'm actually curious to see. Here we go. Flaming mode set. What are they trying to focus down here? It looks like the Polybolos. This is the immobile Scorpion. Does it have the range to reach the enemy from right here? I don't think so. And it's immobile, so they actually can't move these any closer. Macedon choosing to bring foot companions. This is what I said before. If you're going to bring foot companions, you can only bring so many. There's only 5, 6, 7, 8 foot companions for their whole army. But they decided to go a lot into cavalry and missile cavalry. That is insane to see. A lot. Look at all this cavalry. They just put all of their money into cavalry. That's insane. So much of it. Looks like oh, okay. They have a Scorpion and it's able to shoot the front lines. Let's see what Pontus with King of Crowns decided to do. They have a hidden unit here. Oh, that's so cool. He is utilizing his sneaky tactics. He has a Pontic Swordsman here, hiding, waiting for this cav unit. But one did get spotted. He should maybe retreat it away to make it look like there's not any more units. I like how they're hiding behind this tree, like you don't see me. You don't see me behind this tiny tree. So here on the right side, a big frontal engage now. All of the missile units are going to be shooting onto this front line, this foot companion line. Now, if these archers can pull this off for too long, but we might see a repeat of what happened last time. The cav moving up to engage the archers, and they don't have any defense against it. There's only archers here in the front. They might have made the mistake of bringing too many missile units once again. And there's nothing here to defend. They're going to go straight to the onagers now. These onagers trying to pull off any last resort shots they can while all of their archers get taken out. Why did Pontus send so many units onto just 1 or 2 Aspis Cav? I don't know. These shots are going in. That one looks to be pretty devastating. Bouncing, actually only killing about 2 or 3 there. Kind of unlucky with that shot. Looks like we have the chariots here now moving around, try to do work onto this front lines, but it's not going to last for too much longer. A lot of shots going in now. These pikemen are about to engage the noble cav. No! Pontus needs to move his units now. He is stuck here with cav. Archer cav just right here shooting the backs of all the missile units. And Pontus right here is going to win the left-hand side, but they're opting to surrender the right side and retreat back in a sort of skirmish kite faction, but one of these missile cav did make it in. Did they drop the onager? There is still 36 of these guys left, so they can still pick it up, and it looks like they're going to be taking out this cavalry pretty quickly. Foot companions will not be able to catch the Pontic swordsman, so they're going to kite for quite some time. A lot of this cav losing because the Aspis cav is just holding them down, while all of these missile cav are just shooting, especially with this foot companion here, taking out all these units. That is not good for Pontus right now. They're losing a lot of units to this, but the front line, these foot companions are being shelled, being shot at by fire arrows their whole time. This one is going to get caught, though. They're not micromanaging very well. This unit is going to be getting caught by these foot companions, and these archers are going to die here pretty quickly. All of their units being chased, but they were trying to do this in order to stall for their cavalry fight here on the left-hand side, but it's actually not going so well. Aspis cav, because there's a foot companion in here. There's a foot companion in this line, and I don't know if Pontus realized it. There's just disarray all through the lines. Pontus needs to run and kite for as long as he possibly can and shoot these foot companions down. Taking a book out of, taking a lesson out of the book of Akathon from last week's kiting. But these foot companions here are about to engage on these Pontic swordsmen, and he doesn't want to do this because he's going to lose all his units to this pike line. The cav over here did end up beating that. Oh no, they retreated away from the Aspis cav. Probably going to recharge here, which I think they should do. They are going to be recharging here. These players are also good. I don't know how they turned the tide of this battle. I think it's because the foot companion that was here did end up retreating. This Celtic warrior is about to get charged really hard from two different fronts. And he's not paying attention. They're going to get charged. He turns at the last second, but he still loses about 15, 20 of those guys. Lots of kiting going on, actually. He might be able to pull this off if he keeps kiting, but the cav advantage on Makedon is still pretty heavy, and they're going to have to do a lot of work. The chariots are still alive, and all the units still constantly kiting each other around. But once these cav get here, it's going to be over for these missile units. They're not going to be able to kite for too much longer. Akathon's strategy of doing this kite sort of deal was only able to work because they had a huge cavalry advantage. Pikemen here facing the wrong way. Hoplites are going to get destroyed. Oh, look at this. Look at this. They're just completely obliterating this unit in no time at all because they were facing the wrong way. That unit is going to go down. This Eastern Archer now getting destroyed by all of the cav, and look at the minimap. There's just units everywhere. There's not even a single force in any place, and Pontus is just trying to run around. They still have their onager force here, so they could technically re-grab this catapult, but he has to keep them alive. The general unit now getting completely surrounded. They're sending Celtic warriors here to the backs of these foot companions to try to save them. Units glitching up and not actually getting the charge that they want. So these foot companions are just going to tear open these Pontic swordsmen. Pontic swordsmen somehow destroying... Oh, well, those are only missile calves. That's probably why. But they're down to not that many units yet. It needs to do a sort of rally here in order to save them. Celtic warriors here trying to help by killing the foot companions, but their general unit routes first. And Pontus does not have too many units left. They're getting engulfed and surrounded in every direction. And I don't know what they can do at this point. They're trying to run around and kite with their archer cav here, or their missile cav. Chariots moving in. Let's see what kind of work these chariots can do. And there's just not any forces left. There's Celtic warriors there fighting foot companions. And just chariots running around now. These guys routed without fighting anything. And there's only like 2 or 3 Pontic units left. They tried to mount the onager once again, but a foot companion was there to stop it. So those guys are getting retreated. And that is the battle 2-0 to Leontes and Greek. Very well played. Wow. That once again, using a very aggressive tactic to catch this kite army off guard.